Howdy, howdy, and welcome to My Bloody Judy with your final forgets, myself, Zachary Patton Garcia.
And Ian Carlos Crawford.
These motherfuckers need to stop putting baby boy Mason Gooding through it. Every one of these movies is getting stabbed and shot up and left bloody on the floor. And just stop it. Enough. We're not doing this no more. But we're here to talk Hard Eyes, and today we have...
Today our opening kill is the host of Alastair Reviews It, the other half of AZB, and one of my favorite former book club members.
Yes.
Alastair Patton.
Alastair.
Hi.
Hello, guys.
We have a wall separating us right now. Where he's in the living room and I'm in the studio. We were going to sit next side by side, but technical issues didn't allow for that, so we need to be in separate rooms recording.
So,
Actually, we're feuding.
So
right
you're
now,
saying that
so
you're in my house right now?
Yes, we're
Alastair, kick him out.
we're feuding right now, and so we refuse to record in the same space.
My screen is indicative of my relationship with the two of you, where I'm like, hi guys, and I'm in the middle.
We're trying to make Ian not feel like the third wheel, so you know. But Alastair, today you're the third wheel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on I think this is the first time I've been on my
I
Bloody
feel like
Judy,
you've
isn't
been
it?
on My Bloody
No.
Judy before. I think he has.
I don't think so.
It
Yeah, I don't
might have
think
been
so.
when we had them over on the ASB bonus features
I
channel
think so,
and the
yeah.
Slayer Fest feed, but it was a while
Yeah.
ago. It was the last house for sure. So
Yeah.
But me and Alastair just got back from watching Hard Eyes. Ian, you just watched Hard Eyes yesterday. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Should we guess each other first?
Yes.
We'll stick to
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first.
Because then I want to guess
you-
Alastair's, because I think I know what Alastair.
Okay, I already know Alastair. So, I think you loved it. I think it was pretty fun for you. I think it was slow in some bits, but I think overall the vibe, the rom-com meets horror vibe, really worked for you. You enjoyed the comedy of it, and you enjoyed the Mason Gooding of it all, amongst others.
You are kind of right. It
Okay.
didn't always land for me. Sometimes it felt too wacky. Where I I really liked the main characters. Mason Gooding is so goddamn charming. Like, not just hot, but like, right? He's like so slick and like smooth. I was like, girl, have sex with him. What's the problem here? Like, you don't have to date him. You don't have to marry him. Just have sex with him. He's hot. That he worked for me like 1,000% throughout the whole movie. But sometimes it was just like a little too silly where I was like, is this a horror movie?
Okay.
And the rom-com and horror, I really liked the idea of melding them together, but sometimes it felt like two different movies were going on. Like it felt like, oh, this is 10 minutes of the horror movie. Oh, this is because like they met through the company and nothing of that related to the horror. That was like a separate movie. That was like
I
the
thought the
rom-com.
boss was going to be involved in it a little
Yes,
bit more.
I did. And I kind of thought the best friend was going to get it. I mean, I'm glad she didn't because
I'm glad you did. Yeah, we'll
but
talk.
like,
We'll talk. Yeah.
But yeah, so like I did really, it was enjoyable. It's like, while it's not a favorite, it's definitely something that I probably will put on like as background if I'm like cleaning or working on the podcast. But I think you liked it. I think you maybe didn't love the rom-com of it.
I obsessed with this movie. I fucking loved this movie. Okay, so we just saw Companion, and then there's Hard Eyes. So we've got two, because the monkey's not really Valentine's Day, right?
No.
I feel like Theo James being in it is the Valentine's of it all, but
That's our Valentine's, yeah.
yes. But this one far blows Companion out of the water. Did not like Companion. Absolutely fucking loved this. I love that this, to me, felt like a rom-com dressed in horror. So it did feel like it leaned a little bit more rom-com, and I absolutely loved it. I agree with you. Mason Gooding was completely charming in this movie, and yeah, we'll get into all the details. But Alastair, do you think that he? Yes.
I want to guess what Alastair.
Yeah. I'm saying guess
Oh,
him.
okay.
Okay.
Alastair, I know you love a rom-com, so I feel like this was like as soon as Zach was like, let's have Alastair, and I was like, this is because Alastair loved it. This was like for Alastair. This was like, you get brought to a lot of movies, you know, even when I was visiting, it's like, oh, Alastair, I see more horror movies. But I feel like this was up your alley. Was I wrong? Am I wrong? Did Zach laugh because I'm fully wrong?
Do you remember when we saw that horrible movie on your birthday? What was it called?
Skinamarink.
Skinamarink.
Oh gosh,
This
we do
was,
see a lot of
for me,
terrible
Skinamarink
movies on your
Part
birthday.
2, and I hated it so much I wanted to be on here to talk about how much I hated it. But actually, I really did love it.
Oh, damn it, you
You did
I
love
love that
it.
we have a final couple instead of final girl, final guy. I liked that. I liked everything about it, and I think that was a great Valentine's movie for like single people and couples and everybody else.
Thank you for
And
including me.
no, no, but for everybody.
No,
And
yeah, yeah.
I truly loved it so much.
I love
Yeah.
Okay.
that.
And I do
Yes.
agree it was better than Companion. I liked Companion a lot. I think I liked it more than Uzak.
Yeah.
But
I feel like
Between
you
the
saying
two,
you
which
liked it
one? Because he
means
always goes and sees these with me. So which one between the two would you choose? Hard
oh,
Eyes or
this one, yeah.
Companion? Okay.
Well, and what I really liked about this one is they really leaned into the camp, but
Hmm.
not so crazy that it's like a scary movie, like Scary Movie one or two or whatever. But they really leaned into the camp of it all and had all the kind of like slasher film stuff that goes on, where it did feel like I saw a comment somewhere where it said it felt like a love letter to horror movies, and I like
Hmm.
that.
I could see that. I see the love letter to horror movies, and then it just I don't know. It's just a perfect vibe movie, right? Like this. So it's made by Spyglass. Spyglass is there because they did Thanksgiving as well, right? I think they did. Um,
I don't know.
and
Yep.
hold on, I'm gonna double check that. Thanksgiving movie because I think they're like trying to get a dominion over
Which is a
holiday
good idea.
movies,
Yeah.
which is a good idea. It is actually a really good idea. Yeah, Spyglass Media. And I love that we have now a new Valentine's Day movie because we went to the Alamo Draft House, and so they played a bunch of trailers of Valentine's Day movies before this. He's never seen the David Boreanaz one, and we've never covered it, so we'll have to do that
I'm
eventually.
surprised y'all haven't covered that,
We've
you
done
know?
Valentine's movies before, though.
Well,
Yeah,
like
I
My
think
Bloody Valentine, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And this is just I'm so happy that we have like a new Valentine's Day movie. I love a Valentine's Day movie. I love a holiday movie just in general. And I think I don't know, this is the time of year where I am interested in watching a rom-com. I'm not a big rom-com guy usually, but there's certain times of year where it hits me. And I love
Mhm.
that like, they met and I don't know, it was great for me. And in our theater, we saw it on the big show, so it was like a huge screen, and there wasn't very many people in it, so I'm worried that it's not going to do that well. But there was like a group of teenagers over here who were giggling and kicking their feet over Mason Gooding. There was a couple behind us that I could hear kicking their feet over Mason Gooding, and then Alistair and I were kicking our feet over Mason Gooding. So I'm glad all minds were on the same thing.
He was just very charming the entire
Mhm.
time, honestly.
Yeah, I also Alistair, did you watch Cloak and Dagger?
Cloak and Dagger. No, I did not. The
Because
the
I didn't.
Hulu Marvel show.
Yeah, because she's
Yeah.
Dagger, which I didn't. Because I was like, I know her from something, and then when I looked her up when I got home, I was like, oh, she was Dagger in
Olivia
Cloak and
Holt.
Dagger.
I have not. I know I've seen her in something just by looking at her filmography, but I don't know if I remember her from things.
That's her. Yeah.
I think it would have been such a good idea to have him and Emma Roberts together in this as like the Scream alumni meeting for this. And Emma Roberts did a movie called Holiday that was she was really good in, and I think that character could have fit so well in
Mm.
this. But I will say, to Olivia Holt's credit, they both had a lot of chemistry, so it did
They did.
work. Um, mhm.
I think, man, I hate that I'm the one that liked it least. Um, I think sometimes the like goofy, like some to what you said, Alistair. Sometimes I did feel like we're bordering on scary movie. Like, and I don't like scary movie. I think all of them are like really bad and stupid and not funny. So for something to like border on it for me, I'm like,
See, I love this movie, so that's why it worked for me, I guess, maybe. It was directed by Josh Rubin, though, where we covered his movie Scare Me, and I loved that, and I loved the comedy in that, and you could absolutely see his style on this movie. So it fit for me.
and it was written
Again,
by Christopher Landon and Michael
yeah,
Kennedy.
and Michael Kennedy and
And
Philip Murphy. What else did Christopher Landon do? He did a bunch of stuff, right?
I only know Happy Death Day. I don't know.
Okay, we have, yeah, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, Happy Death Day to You, Freaky, yeah,
Oh, you don't like
things
Happy
like
Death
that.
Day?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I like Happy
What?
Death Day either.
I feel like my critique of a lot of them was they didn't feel like horror movies, and this didn't.
Hmm.
Um, because it's like sometimes we get a really over the top head explosion, but it doesn't even feel gory, and
Yeah.
it's usually at the
It
top of
didn't
the
even feel
movie
gory. Okay. The first 10 minutes, it's like,
because it's just like it looks cartoony. For me, it's just like
there.
that's just like CGI blood flying. Okay, and like it's like we had those deaths, and then I couldn't believe we didn't get the other couples' death scenes because it's like
Yeah.
he kills like three more couples or two more, and like give us those chase because we get nothing.
I think we were like, I was expecting a lot more couples to die to like get it, and not
Yeah,
not just him walking through a drive-in movie and killing couples left and right, like
yeah.
legit, like thought out scenes of
Like
couples. Yeah.
the opening
Hmm.
scene, which I did like. I did like the like horror of the opening, but I kind of was like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of like these, and I would have been okay with it was like little scenes of like just showing how he killed the other couple. It's like they don't have to be main characters, just like oh now
Hmm.
here's a couple and they're gonna get killed, because that's like the point of the guy. I yeah, but I said I did enjoy it.
Hmm.
I did. It's
Well,
just
Alistair
like
had you had that same critique, right? He's like he leaned over to me at one point. And he says, "I'm ready for more murder."
Yes. So it was when they were in the van and they were like talking, doing their lovey-dovey stuff. And I think at that point, it was the only point in the movie where I just felt like it just slowed down a little bit too much. And I almost would have rathered if they still had the conversation, but then cut in between to him killing other
mm,
couples there. And I think that
yeah,
would have like still kept it, but they would have the conversation and it would have been a good like the horror that's going on outside
yeah.
versus the rom-com inside, you know?
I think there
Alistair, that's a
was
really good idea for an edit.
yes,
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
there was a
Yeah.
really great way to let
I'm
the
married to an
rom-com
editor.
to let the rom-com meet the horror because we didn't we didn't quite get there with the horror and I was hoping for a little bit more of the horror like we said I wish there was more um expanded deaths between couples like really build up the lore of this Valentine's Day killer because we got a lot of news footage, a lot of like the background of it, right? And hey, this killer's been this like third year in a row, this killer's coming, right? I would have liked to have seen then the murders of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
night, sort of like Halloween, Halloween 2017 or 2018. At least they gave us their murders. We built upon murders, and then we knew that we were getting to our showdown
yeah,
with Laurie
yeah.
Strode, and we knew we were getting to a showdown with this couple or this not couple, and Hard Eyes. But I wanted more sprinklings in there. I think like Alistair, I felt once we got to the drive-in movie, I was like, oh, yeah, it's slowing down for me, and I don't love this because the van kill I was hoping was going to be a little bit better, and it felt stupid. Like, then why are you guys in their front seat and they're just like
That
screwing
I
and
was like, I do we forget there's a killer supposed to be like walking outside of this van? Like,
yeah, are we not warning people? Because and as before they even get in the van, right? Like there are people who have seen him kill some people as he's walking through cars, right? Where's the panic? It seemed like they were in the van quite a while.
right. In the I mean, the van scene was just what slowed it down because yeah, I feel like when we would cut to outside, people were yelling and running, but then
Mhm.
like when we're in that van, it's like, all
Yeah.
right.
I think after the drive-in, I was like, it picked up for me again, and I was like, oh, it's good to go
Yes.
because I loved all the rom-com stuff. It made me giddy. It made me feel like, and I think it did work for me. I get what you're saying about like sometimes feeling like too much and sometimes feeling like these are two different movies. But that's kind of what I loved about it is that we were going back and forth and then like, oh wait, we're here in, this murderous situation and we're all running but then, I don't know because I'm having a really hard time these days just seeing couples fall in love in movies and being like, oh, I root for that relationship, but I really liked them. And I think most of it was Mason, but so we could probably,
Even with them
yeah.
being straight, I was like, oh, I like this straight couple. I think I turned to you, Zach, and I said,
I
I
was
like
just
this
very
straight
prejudiced
couple.
against the straights, so yeah.
I
I'm
listen,
not
I
prejudiced
always
against the straights, but I don't always like to. We watch straight
I'm the
stuff all
same
the
way.
time.
Yeah.
I'm the
I
same
did
way.
want them to kill a couple of gay couples.
I would have loved
They
it, a
left the
gay
lesbian
couple
couple,
getting
but I
killed,
was
yeah.
like, if there's any time to kill gays, it's now. Kill them in the
Hmm.
movie theaters.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, my rule with that is always we can't kill gay characters unless there's like a gay character that is also like has a substance to it. Um, but
But they were a throuple.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm usually I did love the third one. We're getting to it. We're getting to it. I think the my rules on gay couples are horror's pretty free game anyway, as long as it doesn't feel like I think with Halloween Kills, that couple felt more jokey to me, like they were supposed to be the butt of a joke rather than I don't know. And I that's what I didn't like about it. But I think like had you substituted say the beginning of this movie with a gay couple, I think it would have been fine for me. So I'm not
Oh no, I wouldn't have
sure.
liked that. Mm-mm.
But
Well,
but if he didn't, if the killer wasn't killing gay couples, it would have been a little discriminatory.
I think he already
Or
is a
he
little
would just be
discriminatory.
gay and be like,
Or Jordana
only
Brewster
killing annoying
loves
straight
the
people,
gays,
not
and she's not
yeah.
going to kill the gays, okay? Maybe the lesbians, but not the gays. Um,
Um,
okay, so Mason Gooding, we've kind of already talked about him, but we can, I just want to like expand on it a little bit. One, this man gets beat up in all of these movies. He's really like going through it. They put him through it. This man loves to be covered in blood and knocked on the ground, right? Because he keeps doing it. Two, we talk a lot about his muscles and his sexy bod, but we never see the shirtless except for like the picture. Um, and three, he fucking like the presence he has on screen is incredible.
well, I feel like it's weird because someone like that, I might even have, if I hadn't seen a million interviews with him, be like, oh, that guy's probably a dickhead because he's like very good at like the
Mhm.
smooth talking where he's like fucking everyone in the audience while he's like being charming. Um,
Alistair, did you feel fucked in the audience? Were you feel like
I felt wooed.
right, yes,
rude?
I
a
felt
more
wooed.
polite way of saying it, yes.
Yes.
I'm like, my legs were in the air, and Alistair's like, my heart was beating faster.
Ian gets out of the seat and it's all wet.
Seriously.
We
But
saved that
like,
for my nudie duty.
but like he's good at like he just like is both chewing up the scenery, but like in a good way, and like
Mhm.
still being like wildly charming in like a movie that's campy, and that his performance could have been. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
his performance was like campy. I don't know.
I don't think it was campy either. And when he has such like a great way of having closeness with people, like when he is very close to somebody on screen, I feel like he is here. He is right here.
I think they worked really well together, and I liked all the little comments. And then for a second, I was like, because we started out the movie, and we were like, so we both agree Mason Gooden Jr. is the killer, right? And I
Oh,
was
I
like,
was
yeah,
like
definitely,
100% sure at the
yeah,
beginning. Yeah.
100% sure. And then I was like, no, he's definitely not the killer. But then she was like, well, you were here February this date, here February this date, here February this date, and I was like, this does seem a little bit
Well,
suspicious.
at that point, I thought, oh, but it's supposed to be too suspicious because then he's not the killer. But then we kept going with him at the end, and I was like, I don't know. Why do you want her to go to the hotel room? And I thought she was going to go and they were going to have like a showdown at the hotel or something.
Yeah, I went into the movie being like, well, there's got to be two killers.
Hmm.
Um, and I kind of thought like in the police station, I was like, this is for show. And because we didn't see Jordana Brewster die,
Yeah.
I was like,
I thought I
if we
missed
don't,
it. I thought like I blinked and, or like I was looking down at my food and
I was
something.
expecting to get like a dead body scene where it's like, oh, there's something really gory. And they like, I thought when they left the police station, I was like, oh, I wonder if her body's going to be like outside, like hanging on
That
something
is the
or,
rule. You have to see a body in detail dead, or that person is not dead. That person comes back 10 years later, like Kirby Reed. It's just the rule of horror movies of anything, really.
but so
Um,
like, then it threw me off because we do see her with the killer. And I was like, huh. So maybe it's not her, Mason Gooding. But then when she picked him up, I was like, oh, they're like plotting. I thought it was like they were plotting together. Like I
mhm.
was like, oh, she's getting him because like they're gonna try to kill her later. But
Well, and when she's at the apartment and her friend is like, go get him. I thought she was going to be like, okay, I'm going to run to the hotel room, run to his hotel and get him. And she was going to show up and they were both going to be there and they were going to like pounce on her at that
mm,
point. Um, because he really did. I don't know. He had an allure that could be a killer or it could
yes,
be just
the
soft baby boy.
the charm, yeah, the like charm could have easily turned into like he was doing that because he wanted to like romance you and then kill you.
And then what better thing to do with Mason Gooding from the Scream franchise than he's never been the boyfriend killer, but let him be the boyfriend killer, right? So I was like, okay, they're gonna do that. I don't know. What were you thinking about killers? What was your thought
Well,
process about killers the entire time?
Well, really, it was either Mason Gooding or it wasn't Mason Gooding. And
Hmm.
even towards the end, when they went into the church, I was like, is he with them? Is he not? Because, sometimes that's a big question. But I really wasn't, and I actively try not to like think about it while I'm watching a movie because I want to be surprised with the audience. But I wasn't really thinking Jordana Brewster at the time, and I wasn't thinking of the IT guy. I forget his name,
Okay, I
like
think
she
we're
did.
meant to.
um, but I mean, she did say, she kind of leaded into it with kink and stuff, and I did think it was gonna be. It was odd when it ended, because I thought it was gonna be ending in a different way. And then with her running to the airport, I loved that it was like the classic rom-com,
Yeah, see, that's
her
what I
running to the
loved.
airport, shouting for him,
Those
and then
moments.
yeah, and then the and then they get the call, and with the call, I thought it was weird. I was like, you heard him, and then it was like just a tiniest bit of a pause,
Yeah.
and then you heard Mason Gooden Jr., and then it was back to him, and I was like,
It
wait, that
sounded
sounds a
very
little odd to
like,
me.
I'll kill him. No, don't kill me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I thought the
Yeah.
same thing. Um, I love Jordana Brewster as the killer. She looked so hot at the end. I love me some Jordana Brewster, and I love her from my first thing I ever watched her in. Oh, Fast and Furious, but um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Like I love her character in that. And she's so hot with Matt Bomer in that movie, and she was so hot here as the fucking killer in all black. And I was really upset when they do eventually take her out because I was like, she would be great if they're ever going to do sequels to like she gets on Hinge, on Bumble, on Tinder and recruits new boyfriends to come help her fucking kill people. I
Yeah,
thought
but
that would have been brilliant.
she did get a really good death scene though.
Yeah, she did. She did.
It
It
did, it
was
was a great death
I
scene.
enjoyed the whole church thing. It felt like a 2000s like
Yes.
finale to me.
Yes. I
Honestly, it kind of felt like Scream to me.
a
A
little
bit.
Like
bit.
when
A little
like
bit.
when they went to the Scream like little museum thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I it did feel 2000s, but I don't know that I agree with you, but I don't know that I agree in a good way.
It's okay.
Because I was like, this is clunky. We're doing like, there's a fight, they walk away, there's a fight, they walk away, there's a fight, a guy
Hmm.
falls over, he gets back up. Um, but it definitely did feel like 2000s. That's kind of what me and my friend Steve said when we left the movie, that it felt like a movie we would have seen in like 2005 together. Um, I forget, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I
Uh,
hated Companion.
I don't know. I just sometimes it just felt just like a tiny bit too hollow.
Hmm.
Like a lot of early 2000s horror. And I that was like my jam. I saw all of it. I loved it all. There was a point because I always think about how Jordana Brewster in The Faculty, her role in that was offered to Charisma Carpenter and she said no. Because she didn't want to be typecast because the character is
Charisma.
very I know. And I was thinking, huh, in an alternate universe, like this is Charisma Carpenter on screen as this like very hot
Honestly,
killer.
we've been watching The Walking Dead and we keep like naming Buffy stars that we think could be it. Could have like had like multi-season arcs in it, and Chris McCarpenter could have been on Walking Dead. Who else did we say?
Isn't it like
We said Chris Carpenter, we've said Eliza Dushku, we've said
Emma
Julie
Caulfield. That was
Benz,
Emma Caulfield was
Emma
on it, but she was like
Caulfield.
on it very like
wait, really?
Yeah,
yeah,
very
like
tiny.
20
Yeah.
seconds. Yeah.
Um, and then, but I have a question for you, Ian. You said it felt very hollow, but the story was about love, and love conquers all.
What are you alluding to? What are you
And
saying?
honestly, I want to say, gosh, what was the Emily Care? What was her name?
Which one?
Uh,
Is your husband shading
the,
me here on
The
our
main girl?
oh,
podcast?
The
Allie.
main
So,
Ellie.
so Allie, in her defense, I thought her campaign was amazing.
Oh, I
I thought
thought
it
so
was
too.
good
I
too.
thought it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
thought it
was
was a
like, I would
great
like
one.
that. I don't
Yeah.
know. um, I did. I did like the like speech she gives him. I was like, oh, this is me because I would also be like, yeah, I don't fucking care. But then if the guy left, I would also feel bad, and then I would chase them, and then I would want to kiss them if I saw my ex-boyfriend. So like, I was like, well, these are all things
So
I
I
would
hated
do.
everything in this. Bad writing.
I
But
saw
you know what?
myself.
Am I, Ellie? And what a funny twist of fate that like that is what gets her on the killer's target is that she's just trying to it's like that's where the rom-com meets the horror really well for me is like the rom-com, you see your ex-boyfriend. I could see Lindsay Lohan running up to, the guy she's not into, but in
Right.
case who's not into Mason Gooding also like come on.
That's what I mean. Like, even if she didn't want to date him, it's like, look at this person,
I
have
know,
sex
you
with
just can't. I
him.
just have to like look down the whole time because I just can't stare at him. But I did
They should
love
have
that.
called him
That's
Noah.
why. What
They
is his
called
name in
her
this?
Allie,
Oh, Jay
and if
Simmons.
they
Oh,
because they
Allie
called
and
her
Noah.
Allie,
That would have been cute. That would have been cute.
that would have been,
I
wouldn't
could be
it?
on board. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the
I don't know.
Notebook. Yeah,
Oh,
they're the couple from the Notebook.
oh.
And then I noticed a little. I'm not sure if it was like intentional, but it seemed like it when he is like handcuffed
Everything's an
to
homage. So if there's an
when
homage,
he's
yes, I feel
handcuffed to
like
the table. It's very Titanic, right? Rose
Oh
looking
yeah,
for like
that
the
that
axe
was.
to get him free, and I thought I just I like stuff like that. So.
oh, I thought you were because there was a couple times when I was like, oh, this is an homage to this, this is an homage to that. Like I thought him in the closet was very is it Halloween Kills or is it the first one from
2018.
2018?
Yeah.
I thought it was very that. The when he turns on the whatever with his that was like Silence of the Lambs.
Hmm.
Um, because Michael Kennedy loves to like reference a
Yeah.
lot of like horror and his stuff.
That's the age we're in. There's
Yeah.
a lot of reference in everything. I don't think
Yeah.
we need as much of it anymore, but it's okay. I don't think anything was bogged down by
No,
references here,
not at
which
all. No.
which was working to its benefit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved the killer's motive being that that's their kink. I think that is so funny that that's just their kink is to be a
It's
couple that
simple.
murders other couples, right? And it's because in the beginning they're kind of the detectives are trying to
Like, yeah.
suss out the motive, a guy who can't get a girlfriend or the girl who couldn't get asked out in high school, right? No, these are some horny killers who are in a throuple with a third, and I love that. Uh, so we get the idea that they go on Tinder and stuff quite often, looking for not only their third killer, but looking for their fanboy, but looking for couples, right? People who are going to go, and I just think that is so fun that as a motive. And when the guy, what the fuck is the guy's name? Okay, we have Jeanette Shaw, and we have was it Nico?
Jay?
Is the other killer? No, the other killer, David.
Oh.
David. Okay, other killer. Second, the guy killer. When he was like getting all burned up, and then he'd gotten the arrow through the face. I thought that was leaving him for dead, and he would pop up all scarred, later on. I was kind of hoping so because it'd be nice to get like a gnarly, you know, just looking killer for the
Yeah,
next one.
yeah. Yeah, I there was a couple times when I was like, because like when is it like Jordan? Oh yeah, when Jordana Brewster gets shot and falls over, I was like, oh, is that like they're gonna assume she's dead, and then she like pops up later,
Mhm.
but then she popped up
She could
immediately.
maybe.
I don't know after that ending. And yeah, when the guy fell into like the candles, I was like, either he's going to burn to death or he's going to come back later.
Yeah,
And I kind of thought, but I like as in later, I meant like for a sequel. Um,
What-
yeah, I
Yeah.
was pretty surprised how like
it
close
felt
they
kind of
made it with
fat.
the
Yeah, like kind of
yeah.
final.
Yeah. But I did like that the killers were a throuple because I was like, ugh, are we gonna do like the killer is like, oh, I wanted to date you about the blonde girl and
Hmm.
like um also because I'm an idiot and I can't pay attention to shit. I wasn't even stoned when I saw this movie, but when they pulled off the mask and it's someone we've never seen before, I was like, ah, that's the guy from the police station who knew her from Tinder. It was not that. That man is Asian and it was a white
Yeah.
man who was under that mask.
Just a random guy. I thought they were gonna leave it at that too. I was like, oh well, maybe it is just a random guy, and they're kind of like poking fun at the fact that we always need a mystery to solve now in these
I
movies.
so the book version of the Netflix movie, There's Someone Inside Your House.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? We watched that
we
together.
watched that together, all
Yeah.
three of us.
In the book version, that's what the killer is. It's just some guy. Like they like get him and they're like, wait, what?
Mm.
And like it's some guy she recognizes from school but had never talked to. And I did actually, it's like it definitely reads anticlimactic, but it's supposed to be, and I kind of like the idea because that feels a little bit more realistic, right? Like
I think it's somewhat scarier when somebody's random, when it's not mystery
Like
that
there
you
was
have to
nothing to
solve and it's
figure
just
out.
a guy
Yeah.
who was just randomly killing.
Yeah.
Like
Because I
I
kind
know
of
what you
I
did last summer. I still don't know who it is.
I mean, do we
I'm
do
just,
we
oh,
know who it
I
is?
keep
Who
on
knows?
forgetting.
Evan?
Detective Shaw, Detective
oh
I
Hobbs.
like that joke, by the way. The Hobbs and Shaw
yeah,
joke.
I did like
Was
that
it
joke.
worked, it landed for me.
I think because of her delivery of like her being
Yeah.
like, "Are you serious?" and like I did read, I was like reading trivia about the movie, and they said that joke was in there before they cast Jordana Brewster, which kind of makes it funnier.
Hmm.
Like they already had written that in for the cops to be their names before they cast the
And that's
role.
it's
Why
so
did I just
funny.
get that?
Yeah,
I just
because
got
she's
that
in
right
it.
now.
She's in those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she? Oh, so like she's Shaw, he's Hobbs. They didn't give him near enough to do. I was hoping there was going to be
No.
a lot more for him.
I when he it's really weird when he exits the police station and we don't see him again till he's just randomly back in the room when
Yeah,
the hard eyes killer is there. Cause I kind of was like, oh, we're doing something with that, but no.
I think it's just maybe to set up is he or isn't
Like
he?
red
I
herring, yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah, but then he's like, I want to see him fighting a little bit. He just gets like stabbed up the don't stab him. Don't stab that man up the balls and dick. Not that one. Somebody else.
I do you know what
Pretty
I
brutal.
thought of? And this could be me reaching, this could be me looking for something, so no one get mad at me. I was like, I wonder if this is like, oh look, a kill where someone gets their like cut from their dick up. I wonder if that's like in reaction to Horrifier doing the like from her like vagina up.
Yeah, Terrifier. Yeah. It could have been. It could have been. Yeah.
Like it was just like what I thought of because I was like, oh, this movie's written
He
by
didn't
gay
go. I'm trying
people.
to think. He didn't go all the way up, did he?
But he
No.
went up higher than just like he
Okay.
didn't just like nick it. It's like it
Okay.
went
But not
up.
cut in half. Okay.
No, but like his butt was like apart when they showed his jeans, just it like
Hmm.
had gone up.
Oh, that
Yeah.
man. We didn't even
Well,
get a butt cheek fallout.
I know, and that man is so hot.
He is. He aged very well.
I thought they should have given him a chase scene. Like he should have like it's fine if it kill him, but like give him like a
Cool fight scene or something.
yeah.
Monica also loved Monica, the best friend. Thought she was
Yeah,
so
but
Yes.
she was
funny.
always just on the phone instead of like in the scene,
So
except for
wait, I need to tell you both that like that has always been an idea that I've always wanted to do for a horror movie where like there is someone that is just on the phone with them the whole time. That's always like in my Get Out meets Knives Out meets blah 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 thing that I've always wanted to write. That my idea was always either the best friend or the Puerto Rican grandma are just like on FaceTime the whole
Hmm.
time. And like that's a character, but they're not like in the setting because I like that idea. So I wish she had called her more
Hmm.
because I really liked her and I thought she was really, really charming.
See, I thought she was
or
really yeah.
I was going to say, or Jennifer Love Hewitt on the other side of the phone.
She could be. She could have been the 911 operator. 911, what's your
Yeah.
emergency? Blood everywhere. So in 911, the big gag is that she always answers like the episodes, like and opens the episode saying 911, what's your emergency? And it's always somebody never describing the help that they need and saying something completely random, like so they'll be trapped in a house on a mudslide, and instead of saying help, I'm in a house that's being hit by a mudslide, they'll be like we're sliding. No other details, and then we cut to the emergency.
I know you both watch that show, but I always
Yeah.
think of you, Alistair, when I see anything about that show. Like it just makes me think of you.
Hmm. You would hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I would.
It
I've
is
seen
it is not your show, and I will not let you watch it to ruin it for me.
my mom used to really like, or wait, yeah, it would have been on when she was alive, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I
it's
think my
been on a
mom's
while.
really,
They're
yeah,
on
I think my
season
mom
8.
really liked that show. I've seen the clips of the girl with the harmonica stuck in her mouth, and the one where Rob Lowe or maybe Gina Torres accidentally puts their hands through someone doing CPR.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah. Hmm.
911 Lone Star.
Yeah.
Oh,
But there's another thing. So the best friend, Gigi, no wait, Monica.
Monica.
Her name
Yeah.
was Monica. I loved that, because they did have those that we talked about, classic horror movie moments that were also a little bit cliche, all that stuff. But they also had their date outfits,
Yes.
little thing
We
where
had
they tried on their date
see
stuff.
in a rom-com you have a montage where you get dressed, a
Yes.
dressing montage, changing your clothes. I fucking loved it.
the Romeo and Michelle reference I loved
Yes,
when
the
they came
behind the
out in those
scenes.
dresses. And I like that it
Absolutely.
was just like, I don't know, they're just like being stupid. And like, she's like, yeah, I'll put on that dress too. Why not? And like, let's do a
Yeah.
bit.
It was great. I love we love a one a montage like that. And I did actually really like the outfit that she ended up in. I was like, that is classy. That is businesswoman attire. That's perfect for is it a date or are we
Yes.
talking business here? That was I didn't like it. It was shorts. I wish it would have been like
I
pants or
didn't like the
something.
shorts
The
either.
shorts are
Yeah.
awkward. But the great sweater, when she hangs it up at the end, I'm like, I would have that on my wall. I would get it. I'd put a bid on it.
You would. The reason the shorts didn't bother me is I liked the brown like tights slash
I'm
or
just not a fan of tights, I
mm,
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I thought because I was about to be like, well, I don't know that it's like the best full date night outfit, but it is for what you just said. Like
Yeah.
maybe this is a date, but it might just be a business thing. So like I got to look
If I
professional
choose
hot.
to fuck tonight, this could
Right.
be that too. I
Yeah.
look expensive. She should have had a Birkin with her.
She
I
did look
wish that
expensive.
he would have been in something more of like Spike's blue
Hmm.
sweater in season 7. Like I think he
See
would
that
have looked
working for
really
him.
good with like a hugging sweater or
Yeah.
something. But I guess
Yeah.
it just fit more with the theme, I guess, for
Yeah.
the tux or
Yeah.
the suit.
With a suit. Yeah. 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 And I mean, he looked good. I mean, I prefer he didn't have a shirt on. So like,
Getting chased around naked. Okay, did it look to y'all like she ditched him? Or would you have understood?
I don't think that she ditched him, but I liked what she said. She was like, "But you're all strong and muscly," and he's like, "These muscles aren't for fighting. These muscles are for cuddling."
yeah.
That's not agree, Mason Goody. Come over here.
I was like, I mean, he did. It was weird that we had three separate scenes of someone falling and smacking their head and like very framed the same way because she does that in the church at the
Mhm.
end and he does it twice. But I was like, what was she supposed to do?
Exactly. Like if she sticks around and one of y'all gets chopped up, preferably, I mean not preferably, but probably her, um, who's gonna save your ass? She's
right.
getting away. She gotta get
Yeah.
somebody has got to get away.
Well,
So I didn't
also she's
understand
drawing
that.
him away.
That's,
Hmm.
and
You know,
I felt like she kind of like, that's why she kept running because she knew he was going to chase her.
Yeah.
Um,
but then
and
she admits that that wasn't the case. She's just running.
right. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, what could she have done? I don't know. Because
I
she did
did.
hit the
I
killer
think
with
she did.
something.
She did exactly what she should have done, and then she like follows him to the police station, so she like cares about him. She wasn't just ditching him. But I do like that it was in line with romcom in that they have to have a stupid little thing that's making them argue and making them part. You
And I was
know.
charmed by the way, by him being bratty. I was.
Yes, he just like he was the star of this fucking movie. I'm so glad he made it too. Like I was worried. I was worried. I was worried they were gonna be like, you get stabbed up in all of these Scream movies and you never die. You're dying in this one.
But
Or
nope,
that
they
he would have
continued.
wanted to die too. He's like, nope, don't kill me.
Did you
Nobody's
see the
allowed to
interview
kill
he
Mason
did
Gooden.
where he
Mm-mm.
said that he never dies in horror movies, and that he would love to die naked in a horror movie?
Mason, don't do this to us. Unless you have it on the deck. On the you have
Right.
plans.
Well, I'm glad he
Well,
didn't die in this one.
No,
I
yeah.
was like, was that him like saying what how he dies in this movie, or is that him referencing Scream 7, maybe?
Would have been nice. He gets sliced up the butt cheeks too, but he's naked. We've not seen his butt cheeks, have we?
I don't think so.
Mason.
Listen, we seen them like big old bara titties.
Oh my goodness, those titties. Some nice titties.
Anyways,
Sorry, my husband here.
I,
I forgot.
I think he did a really good job with facial acting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
like his
just got like
facial acting, especially when he was being interviewed. And I loved that Hobbs and Shaw did a good cop, bad cop.
they
That was
tried.
The
so freaking
sentence.
obvious.
Yeah.
Like,
They tried. Mason does have like a really great expressive face. He's got really like I love his they're almost sad eyes, I guess, the
Yeah.
way they're sort of downturned. And I think that's really unique and really interesting to watch. Like when you rewatch him on screen, like I catch myself just kind of staring at his face because there's so much going on with it. And he's got like really interesting eyes. His face shape is really interesting, and then he has those scars that I kind of like keep pointing out when I watch him. So I mean,
Do we know what they're from?
no,
Because
I'm sure he said it. Yeah,
it looks like from a horror movie where it's like you get like, oh, you just missed getting stabbed in the
yeah.
face.
This was
Because
very
it's
probably
like
from like
that.
falling off a bike or something.
Probably,
That's
yeah.
what I would think. It
Yeah.
probably is probably something like because he's not. He's like how old is he? He's like 25 or something.
Is he like your age?
28.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
28.
So not much younger than me.
But
But
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Continue. No, because I was probably going to change the subject anyways.
Change the subject. We need to.
Well, I was going to say I really did enjoy the opening kill.
Hmm.
And
I do
I
too.
loved how much, the killer loved putting like the heart-shaped stuff on the knives, heart-shaped stuff on the
They
crossbows. I've been seeing a
invested
lot
in
of
those
crossbows
Had
weapons.
a
lately.
thing. Had a
Yes.
thing. Got a lot of
And,
like
and they're like, if
Timu
we're gonna have
knife
a mask, we're gonna
searches.
have a noticeable
She's like,
mask,
we're gonna have a theme.
We're sticking to the theme, says
Yeah,
Jordana Brewster.
And then you had the that which I don't know why I assumed they were influencers, but I did assume they were
I did
influencers.
too.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought. Yeah.
And their whole like thing. And I love the opening song too.
Yes. The
Yes.
remind me, I
um,
forget.
it's a country song.
Oh,
But it was a
I
song I knew. It was a song
It's
I've
like you
heard.
amaze me.
yeah. And it was like I was like I've never heard this song in a movie
Every
before,
time
but
our
I love the
eyes
song.
Yeah,
meet.
yeah.
It's me. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
that was that one.
it made sense because it's like, oh, this is like a terrible couple, and this is like a song those terrible white people would listen to.
I
Is
love
what
that
I
song.
thought.
Did he just call us terrible white
I
people?
know. Now shade's coming this way. I'm catching strays. I'm not even in the middle of it. So as the YouTube couple, there have been plenty of times we've set up shots just because you're not going to get your perfect shots,
Right, yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
casually. So we do a lot of like, scheduling what we're going to film and like, okay, well, we're going to set up a two camera setup here and just have like a conversation and moody lighting, very setup stuff like that. So like, I felt a little called out watching it.
But we're not rude like that. Like,
I don't know. I
like,
could be. Did you
oh,
get my
true. You
lighting? Did
could
you
be.
get my shot? Did you, Aaron?
No.
I didn't
Jennifer?
want to
Is it
say
all
who.
shaky?
I didn't want to say who was who in the couple, but
Oh, I heard. Fiery red hair, and I loved it. I did love her hair, by the way. Okay, so the opening
I
was
did
like
too.
pretty great. What, right? Like I loved the location of it. I loved how they were styled.
the
I loved
location
how
was so good.
how she was styled was fantastic. Her hair with that shirt, and then the just down to the fucking apple crusher. I didn't even know that was a thing,
I
but
don't
it
know what
makes
that was.
sense, I guess.
I don't know what that
Well,
was.
I
Yeah.
think it was a grape crusher
It was,
because it was a
but they're
winery.
I thought it was
Mm,
for apples because the grape crushing, don't you just stand on them?
No, I mean, traditionally, yeah, but no.
that would take
Zachary,
forever
we've
though.
seen Mafia Mama.
It's a
You should know
juicer.
this.
I didn't see that in Mafia Mama. I don't remember that in
Yeah,
Mafia
So wait,
she
I
had
want you
one of
both
those
to
in
know
Mafia
that when
Mama.
she went in that thing, I was like,
Mama.
I
Yeah.
because I didn't know what it was. So I was like, oh, is that going to be like they like melt things in there?
Oh
So he's
no,
going to
I knew
melt her?
immediately knew it was
I had
crushing
no idea
somebody
what it
because like you
was.
could see the behind her the texture of the wall was was like a one of those mallets used to like tenderize
See,
beef
and
or
I thought
something.
it looked like the like things of a like those will be the parts that are super hot that turn
Mm,
red.
could have been, but I don't think they're like baking apple pie in there. I think they're
Right.
crushing
Right.
apples.
I mean, that makes
Um,
sense once you say it's crushing. Yeah.
And then the
Um,
chase was really good too, right? Like it went on. This is what we've been asking for is like a chase that will go on a little bit. And like obviously we couldn't have a full like 13 to 15 minute Sarah Michelle Gellar chase scene here. If this is an hour and 36 minute movie. But they did have it was a pretty good chase, right? Like she hides in the vineyard, she hides in the whatever that is, the warehouse,
well,
whatever.
and I liked that even though she was shown to be kind of like the mean one and like the one you don't like, she was the
Mhm.
one that like got the farthest away. Like she,
Yes.
she put her she didn't make stupid mistakes, I didn't think,
I
like
was worried she
during
was going to try to like film it or something. I was worried that they were going to go too far with the
yes.
technology, and they didn't, and I was really happy about that.
Yeah, especially since it was like they seemed to be an influencer couple. I was like, are they gonna
Mhm.
do something stupid where like she goes live and like but I was
Oh my
glad they
god, I
didn't.
would have fucking hated it. I'd have been so checked out pretty early on in that movie. I hate when they fucking go live and shit.
But
Her
like
only
I
stupid thing was yelling at the phone.
Why was she yelling? She was mad. She didn't
Oh,
get that
because she
shot.
was mad that he ruined the
She was
shot.
frustrated. He ruined the first shot, then they ruined the second shot. Right? Like, just give her fucking content, okay? That's all she wanted. All she wanted.
let her live and it'll be fine. It'll be a good content.
Thought her hair was great. Great like Valentine's Day hair though. It's just I couldn't stop looking at it.
It was
I
also a nice bookend. Well, I mean, book start and book end with the similar scenes.
Oh, at the end, yeah. At
Yeah.
the end when her friend is also. I thought her friend was like gonna get killed or something.
I
Because
did too,
this is the
yes.
thing, is like you liked her friend on the phone a lot, right? But like I wish we had seen the friend more in person because I wanted the friend to be involved in some sort of chase and maybe be the Brandy to their couple, right? Where she gets a good chase, gets a good fight, and then like maybe is left
But
for
still
dead, but
makes
then
it.
comes out at the end or something like that. Yeah, I would have loved that. But like a little bit more involvement. I don't think Monica got near enough involvement, and with the little screen time that she had, was a fucking star. She was
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
funny, right? You look like a before
Yeah.
picture, like
Yeah.
brilliant.
It was like a couple days of filming and stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
then it was super cute when he did the key and she's like, no. And then she proposed to him because you never
yeah.
see that. Yeah, the girl proposed to the guy, and I thought that was like super cute. And he said, yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
so
I
cute.
I kind of thought once we got that like credit scene, I was like, oh, is a killer gonna pop up and like ruin this nice moment for all? Like I thought there was gonna be a like the best friend gets chopped in the head real quick while she's on the phone with her or something.
Yeah.
And I was glad there wasn't because I was like, we're good. Let them have like a nice ending.
And it could be later, right? Like we can let if there's a sequel, let the friend, get it in the sequel or get a good chase or something like that. But I would like to see Monica back as well. And then the boss, her boss, she was so cartoony and so fun just to watch on screen that I would have loved to have seen her get it too. Like she's a character made for a chase and a death, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In some sort of
Right.
advertising way through the office building or something.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm like, while I did like her on the phone, I would have liked her on the phone more, and I would have, yeah. It was just they were a little bit too separated for me. The like rom-com versus the. Are you both texting each other?
No, I was looking up.
No, I'm looking up the box
I'm
office
looking.
for
I'm looking. No,
FX.
I'm looking up the boss. Yes, Michaela Watkins.
Yeah, she's been in a couple of things. She's always good.
She was Saturday Night Live for a while, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, yeah, she felt like made for like a. I feel like she could have had a chase scene like the stepmom in
Hmm.
Thanksgiving, where it's like, oh, this character I don't like is like doing good in this chase scene. I'm kind of rooting for them, but then
Hmm.
like still
Well,
gets
and
it.
in the early 2000s movies, because this did feel like an early 2000, or not
It
even
did,
early,
yeah.
just like a 2000s, that decade, a 2000s horror movie. A lot of the murder fodder is usually a character. They're usually made up of characters that are designed to be like stand outish so that they do have more
Yeah,
memorable kills, right? And like this is the type of woman that was, whereas like the stepmom was like a little bit less so in
yeah.
Thanksgiving. She didn't have like as big of a personality, but this boss had such a big personality that I was really excited to see what was gonna happen to her. And I feel like that was a little wasted, you know?
There was a second where I thought when she was mad about the like promo, I was like, is she gonna be the killer?
I thought I did think she might have been the killer too, but like, what about her husband, right? Like the killer follows her and her husband out, for Thanksgiving or something.
That's true. I would have liked that.
Kills her
Yeah.
with a blood diamond.
Well, though now I'm like, well, she got to live because she's got to give them promotion. So
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess he really did take her job, didn't he?
I mean, I guess she's leaving the company on her own volition, but
yeah, yeah.
the guy
Yes.
he's still there. I don't know. The whole thing like reminded me a little bit of like Emily in Paris. Like I could see Emily in Paris being a horror movie. It just,
I've never watched it.
I don't know because they're in advertising, right, Alistair? That's them.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
like more. Are they PR more?
No, no, it's advertising.
Is it advertising? Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's advertising. So I could see that. She was dressing a little bit Emily in Paris during the dressing scenes too, and I
Hmm.
was like, no, don't wear that. Um,
I was picking
but
out
then
our
like,
final girl outfit. I was like, which one we gonna look? What are we gonna look good in? Hmm?
and you know what? Monica really was a ride or die from the start, and she stood up during the thing. She's like, I think it was a great idea, blah blah. And they're like, Monica, shut up, just sit down.
Monica was great. I loved
And
Monica.
to be fair, I feel like that would be me. I'd be like, don't insult Zach's thing. It was really, he did a really good job. Blah, blah, blah.
We didn't
And then they
know
had the
that this
meet
killer was
cute.
going to come back for a third year, y'all.
Like,
Okay, we didn't know. But yeah, I liked when they're reading through the comments of like the campaign, and people are like, "This is bordering on like ableist." So this is so realistic.
it really, like, I was like, God, I just like read comments like these on my fucking Instagram.
It
Like,
sounds unrealistic, but it
Oh no,
actually
it is.
is.
Absolutely. Those are the comments that are made. You scroll through one TikTok video and you can find those comments. Yeah. Um,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm. I loved what else was there? I
The
loved
meet
the whole
cute.
scene with yes. So they oh okay. So like yeah, I loved the whole rom-com aspect of it because we do have our meet cute at the coffee shop. That was really really cute.
It was cute,
Um,
yeah.
we have our date, which is really cute, and she doesn't want to date, and she's like, "No, I won't date you, Mason Gooding." And we're as the audience like, "You're a liar. You know you would date him." And he's like, "You know what? Fine, I'll leave." And then they have the whole kiss in front of her ex-boyfriend, and then I love when they go to the apartment. I loved all of that shit. And she's like, I'm gonna break the door. And he's like, don't break the door. You don't know how to break the door. She's like, I'm gonna break the door. He's like, go ahead. And she's like, actually, you break the door. And he's like, ha, 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 I'm the man. I can break the door. And then he still cuts himself. So funny, so cute, so charming. And then he gets up to. But then I was still thinking, well, why is he trying to get up to her partner so bad? You know,
I
is he
was
gonna
I
be the killer?
Yeah, I was like, Um, also, I was like, why doesn't she just said her landlord likes her. Just call your landlord. That's
I
what
know
you
you don't
do in
have to
that
destroy
situation.
property. He might not like you after this.
Yeah.
Overall, I was pretty happy with this movie, though. I liked it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna make money though, because it's only got like 3.7 million on an $18 million budget
Oh, really?
so far. Yeah,
Yeah.
And they've been promoting the shit out of it too.
they have. He's been doing and the Scream 7 cast. Did you see that? That they went to with Kevin Williamson, they went to support Mason and went to the
Oh
theater to
no,
see it. Yeah,
I
they
didn't see
posted a
that.
picture.
I love
So
that.
you got like Nev Campbell, you got Anna Camp, the
Oh, like
McKenna
even
Grace,
even they
all of
went?
them. Yeah, Nev
Oh,
Campbell went to fucking see it. She didn't like horror movies. She hates them.
yeah.
So she went to see Mason Gooding's horror movie, and I love that.
Well, I
So
like that.
yeah.
Well,
Um,
hopefully it does well because like they have this weekend and then they have all next week until Valentine's Day.
That's
yeah.
true.
Hopefully it's like a
So
week. It picks up this week and it picks up
Because
next weekend. Because
next
not it's
I
not
weekend,
know
next
I've seen
weekend.
tweets
It's the
about
weekend
it.
after. The monkey is the weekend after.
yeah. But next weekend is Captain America, so that'll probably be like,
Is it
Ah,
next weekend?
I
ew,
think, right?
no, I don't want
Yeah.
to go see that.
Zachary, we are gonna go see that.
Oh, no. We're going to see Lord of the Rings, the 4 hour cut tomorrow, and now I have to go see Captain America next weekend.
You're
Give
gonna
me a
love
fucking break. I
seeing.
have to watch the Red Hulk. So stupid.
I love I love this. I love this.
Well, so like I said, we're watching The Walking Dead right now, and Michonne plays Okoye in the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping she pops up somehow, right? Because I
She
mean,
probably will.
is
She's
Bucky
like
supposed to be in this?
they
She's
haven't
always
like
around when Bucky's around. So
she I feel like because she's like her and Shuri are the only ones left alive that we are like characters that we like are very memorable from Wakanda.
mhm.
So I feel like because she was, I don't know, was she? No, it might have been the other. I can't remember if she was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I know they had a bunch
I
of like,
can't remember. I don't think she was in it.
yeah, I think it was the
They
other
had
woman.
another person in it, but
I think it was like the second most one you recognize
most
of the
known.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, but I feel like they like having her pop up a lot, and she is really good.
So Boss Woman Crystal, if you were to design her chase scene slash death scene, doesn't even have to have a chase scene attached. How are you killing her in this movie?
She does in the office. Absolutely gets chased around the office and then gets her like scarf put in a paper shredder and it like pulls her down and then her head gets chopped off.
There you go. Alistair, what would you do with Crystal the boss?
I'm gonna let you go first because I didn't expect this question, so I'm thinking about it.
I think I would do something alluding to the advertisement that she was trying to axe. So it has to be something like that. Maybe because what was it? It was Titanic. It was Bonnie and Clyde
Romeo and
and
Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
I don't know how you would do that with
Oh, I don't know.
the arrows could be
Maybe
like
she goes to her
bullets.
because I think the office kill would be really great. So I'd probably keep her in the office. But if I'm not copying you, then she goes to her townhouse or something like that, and maybe she has a pool, and it's some sort of like Titanic-esque thing in the pool with her and her husband. I don't know. So or
All
her
right.
or her wife, because we are progressively thinking over here. These straight men, we're not like the other straight men. We are progressive straight men. Have you thought?
I think
Okay.
that she receives an anonymous box of chocolates and she bites into one and it's acid and yeah.
That's pretty brutal, Alistair. I think that's kind of weird.
Really?
Having somebody chew and swallow acid, that's a little extra. I don't know
Well,
if she deserves that.
if
And it like
if
bubbles through her throat.
I say if you
Yeah.
die by acid, I'll know who the killer
But like a chocolate
was.
box would have been good. See, that's the thing with this movie is like they didn't have enough like Valentine's themed kills, I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
So I could have used a little bit more of that. But okay, let us know what you thought of Hard Eyes. Did you hate it like Ian, or did you love it like the two of us? And
Did you have hard
where
eyes for it?
where are you taking Mason Gooding on a date? Alistair, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Alistair J. Patton on all socials and on AZB,
There you
plus
go.
and non-plussed.
And
What?
sometimes on Slayerfest, co-hosting Angel.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
and
go.
sometimes on Slarefest. Yes.
Make sure to leave us a 5-star rating. I don't care what you say in the review part, but the rating just got to be 5 stars, okay? Or else we turn into the hard ass killers, my bloody Judy killers, and we come after you, okay? And yeah, have a great Valentine's Day.